Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing another album ranking, this time of Cattle Decapitation. Yeah, let's go. Everybody's favorite party time band, whenever you just want to sit down and have a good time with some friends. Yeah, they're not like that at all. Yeah, we're talking about Travis Ryan and the gang, all, so-called vegan metal, which they're really not, but you get the gist, of Cattle Decapitation. They're fucking super heavy-ass death metal, so let's just get straight into the ranking. I have each of the 7 studio albums here. Now, before anybody wonders, these are just the main albums, from major labels, so no Human Jerky, no Homivore, and I didn't put them in there because of that, and also because I just don't really feel like it is fair to judge those releases, since they are, much shorter than the standard Cattle Decap album. So yeah, that's pretty much what that why we only go from To Serve Man and up. And also no medium rarities, because it's not a studio album, it's a compilation. And again, I just don't think it's fair to compare studio albums to compilations, because either way you go, it's not going to be a fair judgment, like I keep saying. Anyways, let's keep going. To Serve Man is the first studio album, and it's not bad. It's okay. I really think that the quality picks up more in the second half of the album rather than the first half. But really, I feel like this album and a couple of others kind of just go into the fact that it's that it's so extreme that it just, to me, it's not very memorable. But to others, I'm sure people don't care, they love it. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but I don't know. I like something that will stick out in my head a little bit more. And that's what songs like the title track are, To Serve Man, which is my favorite song on the album, by the way. And also just ridiculous songs like Pedestrians or Long Pig Chef and the Hairless Goat. Chunk Blower. Chunk Blower is actually a pretty fun song. But the rest I could live without, especially since these songs are so short that it's, I don't know. I could live without it personally. So, To Serve Man, we're gonna go with C tier. It's not a bad album by any means, but it has to be somewhere. So, and most death metal bands' first albums to me aren't really the best. But if you disagree, of course, that's fine. None of these tier lists that I make are absolute fact. I'm gonna turn the music down because it is quite loud. So next up we have Humanor, the next one, and I went with the censored cover for this tier list just to be a little bit extra and a little bit spicy, and also I don't really want to look at this cover. I mean, if you know it, it's a cow shitting blood and flesh and stuff like that. That's that's not something I really want to keep on the screen, especially since I don't know if YouTube would have issues with that. So I went with the censored album cover. That's just the background. And unfortunately, this album has a lot of the same issues that To Serve Man has, where the playing is solid and everything. The vocals are awesome, all that. It's just the songs themselves aren't that memorable. Obviously, with some exceptions, I like the title track. I like Reduced to Paste. That's probably my favorite. I like the Earthling too. But the rest of these songs I can just kind of live without. And that's unfortunate. So we're going to put Humanor in the C tier, but we're going to slightly move it up because it is slightly better than To Serve Man, mainly because of the production. The production is actually much better. And so next up we have Karma, Bloody Karma. This is the album from 2006, yep. And they're getting better. There's more songs that I like on this album. There's some that are just kind of okay, like Of Human Pride and Flatulence. That's kind of eh. Suspended in Copper Light. That's an okay one. Really, the ones that I have the issues with are the shorter ones, really. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty solid. Unintelligent Design is good. I like The Carcass Derrick. Total Gore is pretty cool. The title track, The New Dawn, I really like. Alone at the Landfill is one of those songs that it starts out as kind of like a normal song, and then in the second half it turns into this like atmospheric piece with Travis just like doing his like just growling and just screaming, and it's just like it's weird to listen to. And I feel like if it was the last song on the album, I could see it being there, but like I don't know, to me it just doesn't really serve much of a purpose being, you know, in towards the middle of the album. So for that, it's just gonna go a B tier. Now, next up we have The Harvest Floor, which is a big improvement actually. This is I actually quite enjoyed this album. Yeah, I actually have every song on this album liked on Spotify. The Gardeners of Eden is one of their best songs ever. It is great. And that's really what I can say about the rest of the album, honestly. Like, I really like We Are Horrible People. That's a pretty good song. The Right Beneath the Rind is just the amount of like batshit insane that it makes me laugh. And that's also just like, wow. The Harvest Floor is a neat instrumental. Regret in the Grave is an awesome closing track. So yeah, honestly, we're gonna put The Harvest Floor in A tier. I think it really deserves that. Next up, we got Monolith of Inhumanity. This is the album that probably everybody's familiar with because it has Forced Gender Reassignment on, which is their most popular song by a long shot, probably because of the music video being extremely fucking gory from what I understand. I haven't watched it because I don't really like gore that much. I mean, I could deal with it, but I'm not like, I don't watch things just because they're violent. But yeah, there's good songs on this one. I like The Carbon Stampede, obviously Forced Gender Reassignment, Life Stalker, Your Disposal. Your Disposal is where Travis kind of starts to do his like goblin singing, where it's kind of like, basically the best way I can describe it is that it's clean singing, but with a little bit more distortion on it. Like, it's kind of halfway between singing and screaming, and he does that a lot in the future albums, and that's what I like, honestly. So yeah, Your Disposal is definitely one of my favorites. I also like A Living Breathing Piece of Defecating Meat. That one's good. Dead Set on Suicide. That one's not too bad. Yeah, this is overall a pretty solid album too. I'm also going to put it in A tier, honestly. Next up, we have 2015's The Anthropocene Extinction. This is a good album too. I really like this one. Manufactured Extinct, The Prophets of Loss, Clandestine Ways. And then there's some kind of tracks in the middle, but then it ends really well with, you know, Apex Blasphemy, Of Exitium, and Pacific Grim. I like those songs quite a bit. And yeah, this is just a super fucking brutal, heavy-ass album. And I quite enjoy it quite a bit. I'll definitely be going back to this one quite a lot. So we're going to also put it in A tier. Actually, I think this might be a hot take, but I'm thinking I'm going to move Monolith down to B. There's more songs I like on The Harvest Floor and Anthropocene than on Monolith. Monolith is still a good album. I'll put it above Karma Bloody Karma. But yeah, and then if you're a fan of Cattle Decapitation, you probably already know this, but Death Atlas is their best album overall. It's so good. And this is one of those cases where I don't mind there's a bunch of interludes because it all ties into the theme of the album, which is like basically nihilism, the album. It's basically just about the end of the world, which I mean is basically kind of what most Cattle Decapitation albums are about. But yeah, that's an easy S tier. Bring Back the Plague, The Geocide, Be Still Our Bleeding Hearts, Finish Them, With All Disrespect, Time's Cruel Curtain, Death Atlas, the 9-minute long epic that ends the album. This is probably the closest thing to a death metal masterpiece that I can think of, besides maybe like Death Symbolic. Honestly, it is that good of an album. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling about this tier list right now. Actually, I don't think I will move that up to A, and I'm feeling pretty good on that. So if you guys agree or disagree, let me know in the comments, and of course, be nice about it. You know, nobody wants to be a dickhead, or nobody should want to be a dickhead, I should say. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one. This will probably be the last ranked video for the year of 2022. I will be putting this out shortly, along with maybe another video, and that's going to be it from me until 2023. So have a good one.